What is up? Tom made it in the nick of time, folks. And I forgot Grogu. Can you? I'll grab him. Okay. I forgot Grogu. I'm wearing my Grogu shirt. Tom's got his Kenobi shirt. He's over there. Grogu doesn't leave this room, and Tom just walked out of the room to find it. What's up, everybody?
More importantly,
Watto's
hanging out too.
Who do you want to? Is that how they're gonna sit for this?
Can you get Watto on Grogu's shoulders?
What's up? Sal, Sean, Charlie, Josh, what's up?
Watto's gut gets in the way. Can't.
Jerry, so good to see you. I have to give a shout out to Jerry because he left some extremely generous reviews after ordering some prints from our website, and I just want to publicly shout out and say thank you so much. It means a lot.
Yeah, thanks, Jerry. That's awesome.
That's it, Tom. Awesome. Watto saves Grogu. Oh my goodness. That's actually why we had the Watto action figure out.
That's it.
Because Watto saves Grogu.
That's it. Yeah, Anakin in episode 2 secretly takes Watto captive, takes him to Jedi Temple. Watto breaks out during Order 66 and frees Grogu.
It's actually the entire reason why we're streaming tonight, guys. So that video that Tom made this week is entirely void because we're actually we punked you guys. That was a detour. No, what's the word? Oh my god, when you intentionally thwart somebody's, I don't know what to call it, a distraction, not a distraction.
Red herring?
No, it starts with a D, I swear.
Dinosaur?
No, I'm not going to think of it. Watto, a surprise, to be sure, but a welcome one. I know
distraction. It's not distraction.
No, I don't think it is. I have to find it now. Talk for a little bit. This is going to kill me.
Deterrent?
No.
Deterioration.
Distraction.
Dynamic. Delinquent.
Just talk to the chat. I have to figure this. Diversion. That was gonna kill me. All right. I'm sorry, guys. That was really gonna bother me. Oh, Jerry, you are such a kind soul. Thank you. What have I done? Decoy. That too. Bird Church. Decoy. Yes, I'm an idiot. I guess I was thinking of both words. Sabersmith, welcome back. Hope you guys are well. We watched your live stream in class the other day. They loved it. You probably have some new stuff. Sabersmith, wait.
It's awesome.
That just made my life. Awesome. You've just made my life. Do you hear that?
Yeah.
We are educational material.
Shout out to your class. Definitely appreciate that.
Shout out to you for being the best teacher ever. That's freaking amazing. Oh my god. My life has been made. What? This was on my bucket list and I didn't even know it. I'm honored.
I'm very glad to hear that there's educational material to be pulled from this trip.
Right? And that we're not
that is just, really good to hear. Maybe it's life lessons. There's a lot of life lessons that come up.
What's up, Dave? Hecky, yes, this is the way. Oh my god, they had so much fun and loved the chat. Oh my goodness.
It's awesome.
I love it. I'm literally going to cry. Oh my goodness. Wow. Hopefully tonight's chat will be just as intriguing, and I know Tom especially has been looking forward to this one. First off, thank you to everybody who has checked out the video that we posted this week in which Tom takes the stage and he flew solo for once, for the first time ever, I'm pretty sure, on the channel. Other than you've orchestrated live streams before and you've set those up and surprised me and stuff like that. No. So you were running the ship before. But...
Or when you have to take a food or drink break and I hold down the fort.
That's true. That's happened.
And I sit here and hold down the chat.
That has happened, but this was your first time filming and editing a video on his own. So I just want to say thank you to everybody who's watched it, but also a lot of you are leaving awesome comments, and I'm not that I'm surprised. I'm not shocked because I know Tom's a fan favorite here on the channel, but the response has been overwhelmingly people want to see more from you, and they really loved your theory.
Yeah, definitely appreciate everybody watching and all the feedback.
If you're here tonight, I mean, that is the title of tonight's stream, I just gotta give a shout out to Alice. Alice, thank you. I think it's because I was literally just, I quickly ate dinner right before this. So I was literally in our kitchen whilst running the washer and dryer. So like the heat of the dryer was making it hot. I was standing in front of the stove and the oven, both of which were on. So I was like, ooh, I was really cooking. And then we had I made spicy tofu and spicy ramen for dinner tonight. And I was like sweating whilst eating. So if I'm radiant, it's because I'm sweating. I'm sweating, but thank you.
The ring light
and we have the lights. True, the ring light is picking it up. That looks dramatic. Light. Whoa!
I strobe myself.
Whoa. Could you imagine if we did that the entire stream?
Have you guys seen the clip of that kid streamer who's gaming and then he has the pyrotechnics and the LEDs going off in the background every time he kills someone?
Oh my god!
It's awesome.
Ooh,
but yeah, thank you so much for everybody for watching the video.
Grogu's the next character study. Well, hopefully tonight's stream will be hopefully food for thought. Yes. Okay. So this is right. So I think all, or at least some of you had me fooled because, was I wrong or was I just misinterpreting what some of you guys were saying? Because what I thought I heard from the chat and as rumor was that Dave Filoni was going to be directing this week's episode. But I think he just helped co-write this one. I might be wrong. So I suffered from the decoy as well. Well, Carl Weathers is definitely directing it. He accidentally dropped it on Twitter.
Oh, that's right. He tweeted it.
I felt so bad because he was whoops.
Oh, did he admit that it was?
Well, he dropped the title, which they don't normally do. Till you're watching the episode. So we don't normally know going in what the title will be. We just have to go off of rumor or whatnot. So he revealed the title. So we've got the Foundling coming up. I'm almost even scared to say that because I feel I don't think he deleted it. I don't think anybody made him take it down.
Oh, builds the hype.
Yeah, and it's his episode. So shout out to him. But yeah, I think that kind of narrowed down a lot of after our stream last week where we were talking about everything that we've seen in the trailer shots and maybe the select few that we haven't still seen yet. I'm pretty sure obviously the biggest one is the Jedi Temple.
Okay. So this is critical. Dave Filoni's not directing a single episode. But you're right, he is the co-writer on this one.
Oh, okay.
So the fact that he's not directing a single episode this season means that the banger episode is not dictated by who's directing. However, this week it is titled The Foundling, and Dave Filoni is a co-writer.
But also Carl Weathers, the episodes he's directed from seasons 1 and 2 have been awesome.
Yeah, they've been fine.
His episodes have been really stand out as well. So I'm excited in that regard. Plus, the last episode he directed dealt with the cloning that they saw in that Imperial Station outpost on Navarro. So, I wonder if there will be some ties with that. Who knows? Cat steaming. I was, y'all. I was getting cooked. Yes, in Maul's word. That theory is brilliant. Streaming and steaming that normally happens in a workout stream. For real. Could y'all imagine? People do workout live streams? Coming from the world's most unhealthy person, that makes sense that I wouldn't know a thing about that. Dave! Thank you for my comment during Tom's solo broadcast about my theory about Palpatine's obsession with long life. Yes! No, that was such a great comment.
Yeah.
And it's so true.
Yeah, Dave, that's a key aspect that I didn't touch on in the video. So the fact that you commented it, definitely a great addition, and it just enhances the theory, right? Because it's the big question is why Grogu when there's thousands of other Jedi in the Jedi Temple, right? But Palpatine knows Yoda isn't at the Jedi Temple because he's on Kashyyyk. He thinks he's dead on Kashyyyk. I mean, Yaddle's wherever. So it's who's the only other Yoda species at the temple? What species lives the longest life? So yeah, it was a really, really great point. And thank you for commenting that. because it was fantastic.
Jules, what's up? Glad you're excited. I'm super stoked. Honestly, the trajectory so far of this season, I think people were seemingly split on how they felt about last week's episode, but I feel like so far, consistency-wise, it's been pretty good, and it hasn't exactly like dropped off. Like, yes, maybe things, the tides changed a little bit last week and the focus shifted, but I mean, I enjoyed it because it was fresh and it was different. But I know for a lot of people, it probably was the equivalent of like how I might feel about Frog Lady episode. Like, that wasn't my favorite one of season 2 necessarily.
Yeah, but it's still, at least with this, it was still like integral part of the main storyline, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even though, it's focusing on Pershing and Elia Kane, who aren't the two main characters, but it's still two main characters revolving around the main plot, which is the Empire and cloning. And what's going on there in Gideon, right? So it's still it's still the main storyline of Mando, which is Mando, Gideon, Grogu, and the Empire, right? Versus, like Frog Lady, it's a pit stop on a planet before going somewhere else. So this necessarily wasn't a pit stop. Was it a more tame episode? Yeah. But after dissecting, it's like there's so many little things to pull out of it, which essentially is what spawned the video that came out the other day on this channel. So
yeah, I think everybody is in the same boat here, where it's like we're not shocked to hear that Filoni maybe isn't directing because he's single-handedly doing Ahsoka, right? Isn't he? Am I wrong about this? But I'm pretty sure he's directing the entirety of Ahsoka. So man's been his hands tied, but that's okay because that lineup was great. We have another Bryce Dallas Howard episode coming up. Like, she's really established herself as one of the fan favorites, I think. I mean, maybe she's also just been, I don't know how they assign episodes, whatnot, but she certainly got dealt one of the best ones in Book of Boba Fett, at least. I think it was her who, she directed the Bo-Katan episode 3 of season 2. And I'm pretty sure she directed episode 6 or 5 of Book of Boba. She directed episode 5 when he reunites with the Armorer and Paz Vizsla. Yeah,
incredible. Also, thank you, Nick. I completely forgot about the Tales of the Jedi confirmation that Yaddle gets the axe much before Order 66. Mm-hmm. So, thank you for keeping me accountable. All right.
Are we caught up? Oh, God. Yeah. Okay. Yes, black t-shirts today. I guess that was the theme.
Oh, yeah. We are matching. Kind of. Yeah. So,
Zach, what's up?
Yeah.
JT.
So.
Yeah, do you want to talk more about your theory? Because you teased everybody at the end of your video. You said, join us tonight.
Yes.
So would you like to talk more about that?
Yes. Well, that is the reason why we scheduled the stream.
Segue.
We want to get the video out. We want to have a stream to talk about it prior to the next Mando and Bad Batch episodes. So, yeah, I think we can get right into it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I saw a few comments saying that, it was a good theory and facts were lining up. I'm curious if anyone has thought of any major flaws or major things that would prove the theory is impossible.
Oh, like completely negate everything and shut it down.
Yeah. Like, I know every time I'm listening to someone's theory or what someone has to say.
Let's go. Team Black, everybody. Sorry. I'm back in my House of the Dragon days. Team Black. Sorry, continue.
Like, every time I'm thinking about a theory and thinking about, trying to assess if it's applicable or not, it's, is this possible? Is there anything that would prove that this is not possible? And I'm trying to think of those things. So, yeah, if anyone has anyone who's watched the video, thank you for watching. But if you have watched it, are there any things or any story points that stand out that seem questionable? Or has anyone thought of anything that could, kind of derail the theory? Very very curious. But I know that, in some of the comments there was, talk about, oh, well, Anakin should go through the door, to rescue Grogu. And, I think just from seeing it, like seeing Anakin come through the door would be awesome. But the kicker for me is in the in the Book of Boba Fett episode we see that there's the clone troopers in the hall shooting at the Jedi, and then eventually they kill them all. But there's no door. Like, the door's already open. It's the clones. They're already fighting. It seems to be the same exact hallway. So it seems like in the Book of Boba Fett, we got after the fighting, and it's just clones and Grogu in the room. But this trailer shot was before the fighting, and the clones are just going to burst through the door. So I think we're getting baited, and the clones are just, I think we're getting baited. And the clones are going to come through the door. The clones are going to kill the Jedi, and then the clones are going to take Grogu. But then we're going to get unbaited because Palpatine's going to personally show up and tell the clones to send Grogu off-world.
I just want to give acknowledgement. Colin, who is not from the United States, just uses the word y'all, everybody, and I'm so proud. I just think that's hysterical. I love it, Colin. I love it.
You don't have to be from the U.S. to use y'all.
I guess not.
Huh.
Ooh, Chris coming in with an interesting thought. I mean, it's not off the table. Do you think that's another thing? I constantly forget too, because Grogu's he's totally part of the Star Wars lexicon now that I kind of forget about my initial questions when he was first introduced. Like, the fact after the discovery that he was at the Jedi Temple, and then we get those flashbacks in Book of Boba Fett, my focus has just shifted to who the frick, how did he get out? Who got him out? Is it a who? Is it a coincidence? Like, did he get himself? What happened there? That I've completely forgotten about the initial mystery. Like, my focus is just shifted, and I don't even think anymore about, like, wait, who's Grogu's, who is he spawned from?
Well, I think, at least I've always kind of assumed that it's like a Ki-Adi-Mundi type situation, where, like, Ki-Adi-Mundi was allowed to breed with multiple women of his species because they were going extinct. So for the purpose of preventing his species from going extinct, he had like 1 million wives and was just reproducing left and right. So if like Yoda's species is in the same category, and it's Yoda and Yaddle, and then Grogu, it's like either their child or the cloning route. If their species like has evolved to a point where they can't even reproduce, like it's impossible, then it's only through cloning that their species could survive. So,
maybe.
But the cloning route would be interesting because we know that Grogu is 50. So that means he was born the same year as Anakin. The clone army on Kamino was not created or started to be created until, right after like Phantom Menace time frame, right? So by that point, Grogu's already 10. So unless they, like, Palpatine had Grogu cloned and then he just shows up at the Jedi Temple, or like somewhere how the clone army just showed up and then the Republic took him in and used him. If Palpatine secretly had a cloned Yoda.
You tell me nobody would have had questions, though? That's the other thing.
Yeah, I don't
he
think
probably
it
was
makes sense.
Real special. It's the same kind of loophole for me where Padme, a noteworthy senator, is heavily pregnant, yet nobody bothers to ask her or like be like, hey, who's your baby daddy? Like, you're telling me nobody had questions about that? Similar situation with, Grogu at the temple, like being a student. I'm sure the other Jedi Masters was like, holy shit, we have another Yoda. Like, I don't know. I find it hard to believe nobody would have questioned, where's this kid from?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know there were more Yoda and Yaddles. I mean,
well, we also don't see how the council reacts to Yaddle just going missing, right?
that's
Like
true too.
how does that happen? Yaddle just like, did Palpatine and Dooku like stage her death or something?
Nick's on
like, do they just kind of drop her body on the sidewalk like she fell out of a speeder accident?
Or maybe they conducted an investigation and nothing happened. Like, I mean, they made it pretty clear in the episode preceding that one with Dooku and Mace that their investigation would have gone nowhere because Mace was playing it safe and didn't feel like freaking pursuing anything. And Dooku was the only one trying to break the rules a little bit. So I wouldn't be surprised. The only reason they actually solved that investigation is because Dooku was pretty much acting on his own,
that's
with
true.
his gut.
That's a
but
good
if
point.
they had just stuck with Jedi rules, I don't think they ever would have figured shiz out. So I feel like they did a good job of establishing, at least in that regard, like they weren't the greatest.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Like, literally, the entire episode prior was them being sent to hunt to try and solve the case of a missing Jedi, and they barely solve it.
Yeah.
So it's like, then you have another missing Jedi.
And that's
the next
Mace
episode,
Windu, by the way. That wasn't just like a schlub.
No.
That was Mace Windu who went on that mission. But because they're so, we have to stick to plan, we can't deviate from Jedi code, it's like, if that was what they'd follow, they wouldn't have found shiz. No. So I wouldn't be shocked. Like, if it weren't for that episode of Tales of the Jedi and like what we know from Clone Wars, like we just see Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Ahsoka, who are, we know that they have wits about them. Like we've seen them all the time freaking figure this type of stuff out or whatnot. They're not so easily fooled, but I wouldn't be shocked after Tales of the Jedi if that were the case and an investigation just went cold. It's a cold case. What's that intro of the cold case files? Is that what we watched on Netflix? Like, these cases are known as cold case. I forget.
Yeah,
I forget.
I forget what it is.
Tom and I are low key into true crime on the side. Everybody, sorry, I had a quick tangent. I love everyone's sounding off about Mace Windu theories.
Charlie the Gungan.
Grogu,
the Gungan. Boss Nass is actually the Rock, but just
everybody is sounding off. Good old switch and bait. Andor is such a goated show. Jango saved Grogu. Oh my goodness, we're hearing it all.
Yeah, okay, Lord Fowl thinks that the clones are just going to come through. Okay.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think they're baiting us with the lightsaber because everyone's going to be like, oh, but I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure clones, they've had enough combat. I think they're smart enough to know that you can't get through those doors with just bullets alone. And they've seen their Jedi commanders in action.
Yeah, there's plenty of lightsabers just
lying around,
right?
Oh, wait.
Yeah, there's plenty of them.
Missed something from X-Wing. I gotta find it. Where'd it go? There it is. X-Wing's here. Where did it go?
It's down more.
This is me at the very bottom, though. I think I missed it. I gotta go back up.
No, it's down the bottom. It's down at the bottom.
Are you sure?
Yep. Give me those.
It wasn't there.
Right here.
Oh, hey, cool. Wait, that's right. I forgot that you can do that now. Oh my gosh, wait, that's so cool. X-Wing, you sneaky. I love it. Yes, Sean, welcome to the membership. Geek Ledger, what's up? Welcome to the membership. That's right, I forgot. Alex does this all the time when he's one with the Force on Evil Ewok. Oh my gosh, yes, Thomas Pond, let's go. I think it happens like at random. Let's go. Oh my goodness, welcome, friends. Oh my gosh, we'll have to do like a members only stream to celebrate X-Wing. This Mando episode did not land for me. Look forward to episode 4. I think it'll be better. Now I'm curious, X-Wing, what are your much love to you? Yes, shout out to you for gifting all those memberships. The gang is all here. The gang is growing. What are your thoughts? Because this week's episode was 59 minutes. It was a long boy. It was a long one. And this week's episode is only going to be 30, correct? Is that correct? 30 minutes?
This week? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like 30 minutes.
So that actually was proving our point, because Tom and I were talking about this. Like, I guess longer episodes does not mean better for everybody. But it is so hard. Like, the 30-minute episodes go by so quick. So I am curious to see. God, now that I'm thinking about it, like, okay, do we actually, I mean, it's titled The Foundling, correct? Real shorty, yeah. James, what's up? You're not so late. We've only been going for like 20 minutes. We're here. Oh, yeah. Yes, this is like a whole new feature from YouTube, but you have to have it toggled if you want to, like, receive a gift membership randomly. I don't fully even know. This is the first time it's ever even occurred in one of our streams. So I don't know. I wish I knew. I should know more. It's just a totally new function. This is a good point, Sabersmith. Excuse me. As long as the storytelling is good, I'm okay with the short runtime. That's a good point. It's a really good point. And I mean, definitely there have been some good shorter episodes of Mando. I'm just starting to get nervous now. Like, if this week's title is The Foundling, which it's been confirmed by Carl Weathers himself, if that is the case, I mean, my mind just automatically goes to Grogu. Like, first off, are we gonna ever see him wearing his armor? That's the one thing you were talking about. That.
Oh yeah, from Boba.
Because we were rewatching Book of Boba Fett, and
yeah, he's got it on. He's for sure got it on. He definitely got it on.
X-Wing will never let this go.
X-Wing, you got a cheesesteak? I would love a cheesesteak.
Oh goodness. Yes, this Stanley's. But this is my. How on earth, if we are getting, first off, this is going to be episode 4. There's still, yes, this entire plot segment here of a pirate attack on Navarro, and like all of the Mandos end up on Navarro. That's trailer clips that we still haven't seen yet. But also, it's like, not many Mando trailers have included footage past like episode 3 at the latest. Usually the fact that we're still getting trailer shots from episode 4 is like, okay, this better be it. Like, this better be the end. But if we're missing those shots, we're missing the bubble planet. Yes, Obsession was here last stream trying to explain it to us, and we were like, green bubble planet, what? And we found it, which seemingly looks to be like a flashback to like the Prime days on Mandalore, when it was like green in the domes. That's what he was referring to. And Tom and I had the biggest like, oh moment. So we have green bubble planet still, Mandalore flashback potentially, and then the Grogu potentially. I mean, is it confirmed even that's Grogu's flashback? Like, we just see the bird's eye view. No, the fish lens. That's what it's called.
You see his face in the shots, though.
You do? Of the flashback in this trailer? I don't think so. I think it's just implied.
Not in this trailer, but in Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Unless it's the exact same scene in 2 separate rooms at 2 separate times.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Which would be,
I'm just saying. But, like, how would... Which I think, who is... Stanley's is right. I do think that this is going to be the one on Navarro, with perhaps the Mandos going there. So I don't know how that flashback would fit. Do we think is this just trailer bait? Now that I'm like thinking about it, now that it's like potentially happening, I'm just getting psyched out, because Star Wars does this. It drags us along with all these it introduces a cool new character, gives them an interesting backstory, but then it's just like, okay, but I'm referring to, like, you know, the mystery of Rey's parents. We had to wait freaking years to figure that out. Grogu now, like, please don't keep dragging me along like this. But now that it's getting closer, seemingly, and I have gone into this season telling myself, like, I can't take no for an answer. We are freaking finding out how Grogu got out of the temple, or what's the deal, or what happened. I don't care. Like, that's the mentality that I've had. But now that it's approaching, I'm just like, what if it doesn't happen? What if it doesn't? What if they just literally tease us again, and it's the equivalent of what happens in Book of Boba Fett? Because they're like, well, not everybody here watched Book of Boba Fett, so for everybody who didn't watch Book of Boba Fett, I know what I'm saying.
It's going to be the same thing, except we're going to get the Palpatine coming in.
Oh my! That's not the same thing.
It's going to be this. It's the same. It's the Book of Boba Fett flashback is them actually fighting and the clones killing all the Jedi and then capturing Grogu. The trailer shot is pre-door being broken in, and it's just the Jedi waiting there behind the door. And so this trailer shot happens before Book of Boba Fett. We don't know what happens after Book of Boba Fett, because the clones are coming right up to Grogu, and it's just the clones versus Grogu. We're going to get the after of that in this show.
Are we, though?
But the trailer, they're not going to show us the same Book of Boba Fett footage, so they show the trailer of the door breaking down. And then when the door breaks down, it's just clones. People are going to be all upset because they thought it was going to be Anakin. But then after the aftermath of the clones getting Grogu, we're going to see who actually the clones hand him over to, whether it's Anakin to Palpatine or direct to Palpatine. We're going to see that. And then we're going to figure out what happens. At least based on the theory that was put together in the video a couple days ago.
I'm just scared, though, because I didn't think about that until just now. Before I go on a quick tangent, Colin, happy 13 months, my friend. We love you. Literally, thank you so much for hanging out, and have to give you a public shout out as always, because, again, for those who don't know, Colin, it's usually like 3 o'clock in the morning when we're streaming for his time zone, which is obviously not great, but he always like sets his alarm and stays up or wakes up at like the crack of dawn to tune in, and it literally like, I don't deserve that. Okay, like that's just, you're too nice. You're too nice.
Colin, you're a beast.
Yes, for real. Dedication.
Thank you.
Tom needs a Mythosaur shirt. Yo, that would be cool. That would be very cool. He's definitely wearing the chainmail. I hope we see it.
Yeah, he's got to be wearing it.
You think he's wearing it under his little like?
Yeah, that's what it's for.
His little cloak.
Yeah, he's not just going to be bare chested wearing the chainmail. It's see through. They're going to show bare chested Grogu. His pecs are.
That would look really bizarre.
Wait,
yeah, John Wick 4 excited. Who's going this week? Who's going? We rewatched part 1. Last night. Kind of want to. You down to rewatch part 2 tonight?
Yep.
We're doing our rewatch this week, and I'm so excited. Tom does need a Mythosaur shirt. I guess we gotta make this happen.
That would be cool.
What's up, girly pop? Should that be my new name for all you guys? Girly pops. With a subscriber base is like 90% males. That would be a funny show. That would just be ironically funny. Got a dip. Peace out, X-Wing. Thanks again for gifting all of those memberships. That's so cool. It's so exciting. We have to do like a members only stream to celebrate. Oh. Oh my goodness. X-Wing, you're too funny. We already got a Grogu Order 66 flashback. I don't know if they'll do another one, but I mean, what you're suggesting, Bully McGuire, is that we're getting baited. We've been baited with that trailer shot.
It's going to be one scene. One continuous scene. It's not going to be two separate stories.
It looks like a similar scene. But this is the nervous tantrum I was about to go on. Tangent. I swear I won't have a tantrum. Didn't think about this till now. What if we have been baited? And again, I don't know how many people watched Book of Boba Fett. How much of the Mando fandom watched that? But I feel like they haven't retconned, but they didn't exactly show much of what went down in Book of Boba Fett, those 2 episodes, as like reference. They just started doing it now with like showing the flashback of the armorer, explaining about Bo-Katan in Book of Boba Fett episode 5 before 2 weeks ago. But what I'm saying is, what if actually though what if they actually just show the exact same scene, exact same outcome, no closure, still mystery, still leaving everyone in shock, guessing with no questions answered, because the assumption will be, well, not everybody saw this scene. Some people are seeing this for the first time again, because not everybody watched Book of Boba Fett. So some people will be hype, and then the rest will still be like, no!
Yeah, they're just going to give us the full scene in this show.
Are they, though?
They're going to. They have to. They're not going to bleed it out over 3 seasons of a show. Also, before you continue on, did you watch the Fallen Order trailer today?
I did. I reacted to it, yes.
Okay, good. Because Dave hit us with a super chat here.
Oh,
Dave, thank you very much.
Let's spice up this discourse. Let's go and talk about the Jedi Survivor trailer that dropped today. Yes, Marin. Yes, finally confirmed. Oh, sorry. I guess Tom hasn't had a chance to watch it yet.
I have not seen it yet.
Tom hasn't watched it. He literally walked through the door, put on his Star Wars shirt, and sat right down. So I won't go into too much detail, but I am excited because I think you were telling me, what was it, 2 days ago was the original drop date? What would have been the release date?
Oh, the game. Yeah, the game. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So the timing is good. Yeah. They definitely are accommodating that and acknowledging, okay, we got to hand these people some content because they all should have been playing the game by now. And I don't want it to sound like that's coming from an angry place. I'm definitely salty that the game got pushed back. And now that we've surpassed the initial date in which we were all planning on it happening, and that has come and went, and we don't have the game still, it feels it's especially I just want it. I just want it. So it's not coming from a place of how could they do this? It's just, I'm excited and salty that I'm not playing it right now.
Well, they just took extra time to polish it,
Yeah, no.
Last minute bug fixes in there and stuff. So
it will be worth it. And honestly, in hindsight now, we're all complaining about this overlap between Mando and Bad Batch is wild. I already feel oh my god, so much Star Wars content. So if I had all of Jedi Survivor to be playing on top of that now too, maybe it was a good thing, because now they can let Mando and Bad Batch breathe, and right as Mando is over, we can drown our sorrows in Jedi Survivor. So thank you, Dave. Thank you. I hope that spiced it up a little bit. But yeah, I don't want to go talk too much because Tom still has to see it.
Yeah. Also, I mean, overall, did everybody like the trailer? Did you like the trailer?
I did. It's nothing. No? I think it leaves on a good spot. It was satisfying. I feel okay, it's not as vague what the scope of the game is going to be, but it still leaves some things to be curious about, which I want to be the case. We really didn't know much, I feel going into Fallen Order, and there were so many surprises, and that was the best part of the game. So I just hope, I think they left it where there's still much to be discovered.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good. I'm sure there will be. Yeah, Dale, this is a great point. And for those of you who haven't seen the video that Catherine posted a couple days ago, went into this line exactly and kind of theorized what we think is actually going to happen with Grogu and how he survived Order 66. And this is a key piece, because you're right. Ahsoka in season 2 says, someone took him from the temple, not saved him, not rescued him, but took. He was moved from the temple and put somewhere else. She says that, he was taken from the temple, memories go dark, and then he was hidden. So the theory is, in a nutshell, for those of you who haven't seen the video, the clones are going to get Grogu.
Grogurt.
Why did they pick such a tongue-twisting, difficult name for this? There's too many G's.
When Baby Yoda was right there, I know. Baby Yoda just rolls off the tongue.
Unbelievable. Anyway, someone's going to take Grogu from the scene that we see in Boba Fett and the trailer, and essentially we think the clones are going to grab Grogu. I can't say it. Grogu, bring him to Palpatine, and then Palpatine's going to send him to Mount Tantus, where he's going to get his mind reconditioned and wiped, just like Crosshair's going through and other people in Mount Tantus that were seen in the Bad Batch. And then eventually, he and other people escape from Mount Tantus from there. So that's kind of the theory in a nutshell. Grogu. I always say Grogu. Gogurt.
I'm pretty sure he is on Gogurt these days.
Is he?
Yeah, I think so. I feel like I saw it at the grocery store recently.
No.
It's fitting.
Yeah.
It's fitting.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's also interesting because I was joining Tom. Well, he did a whole rewatch, to go do some recon and research for his video, and was looking back at certain moments or quotes or whatnot from Mando and Bad Batch. And in that scene when Ahsoka's by the fire with Din and Grogu there, and that's when Din learns Grogu's name, and she's explaining what she, could gather from his memories or whatnot. She doesn't she has a very solemn temperament about her. Obviously, it says she's reminiscing about Order 66 and whatnot, but she definitely, the choice of words, she's not somebody got him out safely and alive.
No.
She stares straight into the fire and stone cold says someone took him from the temple. So
yeah, she knows who he is. She knows that Masters trained him, but she's just, as soon as she sees him, Mando and her have the little quarrel, and then he's like, I'm here to talk to you or whatever, and she goes, well, I hope it's about him. Yeah. And then she's looking directly at Grogu. So,
Grogu. Are you just saying it intentionally now?
Grogu.
No, Micah, you're kidding. Stop. Stop it right effing now. Please tell me you're joking. Please. Stop. No! The universe heard none of what I was trying to manifest, which was making it easier. Jedi Fallen Order is so hard. It's so hard. Drove me to the brink of insanity. Oh my god. I mentioned it in my reaction at the tail end. I did, yes.
Oh, okay. Oh.
At the tail end that you were encouraging me to perhaps do another playthrough of part 1 again.
You gotta warm up again. If you go into Survivor cold turkey, I mean, it's gonna be brutal. I don't care what the easiest difficulty is.
Oh no!
Yeah, this game's gonna be harder than the first one.
No,
because
why?
It's a sequel, so it's gonna be harder. You have
why?
to make it because you're expanding on the mechanics and the combat of the first game. It's like Last of Us Part 2. Last of Us Part 2 is significantly harder than the first game.
Shiz.
Because you know the mechanics already, so they have to introduce new mechanics and new ways to make the game more difficult.
Please tell me they at least just nerfed. I don't care if that's... Actually, I do care, because all the parkour and the wall running and the force, just everything was so difficult for me. But please just tell me that they nerfed the freaking puzzles. That's all I want, please. My brain, I just can't. Please. After all these years, how many years has it been? 3+ since Fallen Order, and me trying to manifest this from the universe did not work.
Hello there.
He just looks so cute.
Grogu! Yeah, that's why.
What's up? What's up? It's not that difficult. Okay, not all of us. Yes, some of us are not the best gamers. Some of us are not that good. Oh, you're kidding me. You are kidding. Yeah. I'm not joking. Yeah, right, Bully McGuire? I really want some, not just yogurt, but Go-Gurt. Yeah. Which, for the record, I was never allowed to have as a kid. We were barely allowed to have it. And if we did, it wasn't the good flavors. It was the generic ones like strawberry or something like that. But I'm craving pure Go-Gurt right now, the most artificial flavors.
Yeah, so this is key. This is a great point,
Sean. No.
Because it's not necessarily the combat.
No, the puzzles.
Trips
the puzzles.
You up. It's the just navigating the world and jumping and grabbing onto stuff and solving the puzzles. The puzzles. That is the kryptonite here. It's not necessarily just the fighting or the boss fights. Although Trilla did give you... But you toasted Malicos.
Yeah, I beat
you had no
Terran
problem
Malicos
with Malicos
in 2 tries.
Yeah.
Trilla, on the other hand, took me a 17. I actually almost cried. Even my second playthrough, which is what you guys saw on the channel. I was losing it. So, Aiden, what's up? Long time no
Aiden.
see. Haven't seen you around these parts in a while. Good to see you, General Grogu.
General Grogu.
I just played on story mode, 0 difficulty. Okay, I was also playing on story mode, and I suffered, so our story modes are not the same. Master Grogu.
Master Grogu.
Yes, my god, all of that freaking, like, those mechanics, the parkour, I just can't. I'm with you, Bird Church. I may have to just put it on easy difficulty and just enjoy the story. I agree. Ooh, wait. I'm just happy there's going to be fast travel. The backtracking was killing. Wait, that's an addition to the game? I'll be completely honest. I'm pretty sure. Did they release like a gameplay, just like snippet from Survivor? I don't think I ever actually watched that, so I have to go watch it. Because I didn't think I was like, what's going to be much different. But actually, I think you're right. I feel like it included in that gameplay teaser that you can fast travel now, which actually that is clutch. That is so clutch because that is true. Like some of the going back and forth definitely like kills time in that game.
Yeah, I think your best bet is to replay Fallen Order.
No,
and just shake off the rust. Just
harder
shake
than
off the rust.
Force Unleashed. Yeah. Yes. Now, I know that might sound like a joke to some of you if you actually watched my Force Unleashed streams because I was actually like screaming at the top of my lungs in anger, but Force Unleashed was just extremely difficult in pinpointed moments versus Jedi Fallen Order is like consecutively difficult the whole time. You get some breaks, but there's either a riddle or you're doing parkour or you're doing puzzles or it's just like or there's several boss fights scattered sprinkled in between, so you're like always on your toes, or you just randomly get kidnapped by what's his face.
Yeah, taken to the
who's
fighting
that guy?
asteroid.
Yes. Oh my god, that is the most infuriating part of that game. Oh my god. I remember the second time through, I was like, please, Lord, is there any way that I can not get thrown into the fighting ring right now? I remember like literally tiptoeing around. I was like, this is it. I'm pretty sure this is where it happened. I was like, maybe if I just like really carefully, like I'm anticipating it, maybe I can prevent this. Nope. Happens all over again, and you're just reliving that frustration for the first time. So to hear that it's going to be even harder, I can't. Oh, I have faith in you, Kat. You'll do just fine in the new Jedi Survivor game. Will I? Oh god. Bad cat. There goes the galaxy then, too. Oh, interesting. I also heard that only one of the planets is open world and will start small and open up more as you progress, kind of like a hub to go back to when not progressing the story. That's fun. And that's new. That's different. Which actually would be chill if you wanted to just like take a break for a hot second and like get some skill points or something. If that's how it would work, you can just go back. It's like home base if you want, or like change your poncho, do what you gotta do. Oh, interesting. Oh, good for you, Aiden. Peaced out for a bit. Got an apartment and have been working mad hours. Well, I'm sorry to hear that you're working so much, but congratulations on getting your own place. That's awesome.
Yeah. Congrats.
That is so exciting. Pain in regards to backtracking. Daddy! Danny, I'm sorry, but we will never not greet you like that.
How does the Shining GIF not pop up from the AI?
Oh, I don't think I have it set.
Shining.
Oh, I have to add it. Where is it? It's in the memes, right? Let me. Where did it go? I don't know if I can add memes while I'm live. Nah, I don't think I can.
Yeah, you don't need to worry about that.
That stinks. Next time, Danny, we'll have one just for you. We'll have Jack Nicholson's Daddy. It was especially bad when we were streaming around like October, around Halloween time. we were definitely screaming, "Daddy!" That's so cool. The levels are so much bigger that they have animals in them now that you can ride to speed it up. Oh my god, that's so cool. Zepho was so frustrating and almost turned me to the dark side. Don't even get me started. The balls.
Yeah, that was
the balls.
That
Don't get me started.
That was up there. The part where it's the swinging ball and you have to jump on it while it's swinging and then jump off. That section of stream, top three stream moments for sure. When you got to that part.
Everyone's talking about Celebration. Tom and I are having FOMO. It hit us this weekend. Tom was like, share what you said to me. Tom woke up one morning and was like, I have FOMO for Celebration.
It's true. It's true. I was thinking about Celebration last year, and I mean, you couldn't even go last year, but I was thinking about Celebration last year and how fun it was, and I mean, got this shirt at Celebration, got a whole bunch of stuff that's working. The blue light.
Yeah, our blue lightsaber.
Snag that from Celebration.
If you were here pre-blue lightsaber or even red lightsaber, frankly, you are an OG, and your loyalty speaks volumes, because I go back and rewatch our first videos when we moved here, before like we had anything, even when we had just the couch and those few things hung up, and we were like, oh my god, our backdrop is so cool. I go back and watch those videos now, and I'm like, it looks barren in there. It looks so empty. I physically even can't watch them. Like so yes, shout out. I can't believe we've only had the blue lightsaber for that long, but I guess it's already been like a year.
Yeah, it has. It has almost been a year. There was a really good comment in here. Where was it? Okay, yeah. Dale said something. Oh, yeah, about Clone Grogu. Yeah, Clone Grogu is an interesting take. I don't think they're going to go that route. Could they pull it off? They certainly could. But I think that if they could successfully clone Grogu at this point, then the whole reason for Mando and the sequel trilogy of trying to get DNA to clone so Palpatine can come back doesn't make that much sense anymore, because they've already cloned a Force-sensitive being. So if they already figured out how to clone Grogu, why can't they just clone Palpatine? Straight up. Right? Clearly they have problems. Clearly Snoke is a bunch of failed experiments. I mean, Rey's dad, Palpatine's son, is a failed clone of Palpatine. So like if they can just clone Grogu right out of the gate, come Revenge of the Sith time, then there's really no point for like Palpatine. There would already be a million clones of Palpatine.
Oh, it's fun one, geek. I feel like I picked up purple. I gotta give a shout out, because the Kyber crystal colors you could choose from, there were quite a lot. I wonder if you're gonna, unfortunately for Charlie's sake, we do know that his saber now has the wrist handles. I don't know what it has. The Kylo Ren special, guard. Yes, the cross guard. Yeah, the cross guard. So, oh man, the memes disappeared. Yeah, we don't use the AI memes as often as I should. It's like all the way over there. Yeah. But yeah, I wonder if you'll be able to tweak his saber. I guess you have to use the cross guard, maybe. Unfortunately for Charlie, green, good color. Good color. I stuck with orange. Oh, fun.
Okay.
All I hope for is that we get Grogu's flashbacks, as the armor forges something new for him. Excuse me, just like how we got Din's flashbacks in season 1.
Jaeger. That is very interesting.
Holy shnikes, you're onto something.
I think that could make sense.
That would totally make sense.
Because we know that, Din, Bo, and Grogu just got to the covert, It could start with Bo getting acclimated or something or whatnot. But then, yeah, if it gets into, Grogu getting a piece of armor or something, then yeah, I think it makes sense. He's sitting there waiting for his armor, just like Din was sitting waiting for his. And you saw Din's story of his parents left him in the cellar, and then Super Battle Droid, and then Death Watch. We could absolutely get the same thing with.
And it would make sense because that's why I'm like starting to grow questioning. Well, if next week's episode is the Foundling, but it is about if they go back to Navarro and deal with the pirates there again, which seemingly like that's all we have left essentially from the trailer shots that we know of, other than again one select frame of a potential Mandalore flashback and then Grogu's, his Jedi Temple flashback. It's like that could explain, because naturally I'm inclined to think, well, what does an episode of the Mandos defeating pirates on Navarro have to do with Grogu? But if that could make sense. Now the problem is he's too young still. He can't talk, so he can't take the creed necessarily, right? Because he can't fully agree verbally yet to never remove his helmet.
Well, if it's age based, then
he's well past it.
Yeah, if it's an age limit to join the creed, then
yeah.
Then yeah.
We know Charlie doesn't like that cross guard.
Yeah.
Preston knows where it's at. Attack of the Clones is goated. Will we see Pedro's face this season? Probs not.
Interesting.
Maybe not.
We've seen it once every season.
Yeah.
We'll see it again.
But the whole point was he had to atone for that.
Yeah, but
what if he's going to backtrack?
What if his helmet gets dark saber sliced up? What if his helmet gets destroyed? It's not his fault. He didn't take it off. Someone forcibly removed the helmet from him. And then he just goes to the mines again anyway. Just go back down to the water. They know it's there. They know it's safe, so they can just go back. It's just instant glitch. It's a hack. You can just take your helmet on every single day and then go sleep in the water at night and then come back and then you get a tone.
I don't think he wants to keep
someone in the covert's going to, kill you in your sleep or something, because they're going to be like, we got to do this ceremony every single morning because you take your helmet off for dinner every night and then go to the water and get redeemed and then come back and we got to do the same ceremony every single day. And they get tired of it. So
how many chances do you think they get? I don't know.
There's not a cap. She hasn't said you've been redeemed once. You only got 6 more tries.
You have 9 lives. Yeah. Use them well. Dave, let's go! 1 month of membership.
Dave.
I love it. Before we go on, what we haven't touched upon. Why didn't Bo-Katan mention Din, the armor, about her seeing the Mythosaur? I was also curious about this until it was some of you guys who kind of, because I originally interpreted it as not malicious that she would keep it secret, but okay, there's a reason she isn't telling him. Either she's in disbelief about it herself, or as some of you guys pointed out, when we were discussing what could her motives be for joining Children of the Watch? Is she actually going to do it? What in the world? Like that whole ordeal. And some of you guys made a really good point. Like she'll lead them on. She'll assume the title for a hot minute and be like, okay, I'll join you guys. Use that to bolster, people's faith in her. She has a whole new squad around her now, like building her name and the loyalty factor surrounding her. And then she wants to keep the Mythosaur secret so that she can go and ride it and show them. So I don't know if that's her intent. And again, not that that's malicious, but she's definitely lying by omission a little bit.
Yeah, I think at the moment we see her, she hasn't formulated a plan yet. Right, from what we've seen her so far, I think it is more disbelief. Like, is that real? Like, she's not going to tell anyone because she doesn't believe it necessarily herself. But yeah, I think eventually the disbelief is going to settle. She's going to be like, no, I saw it. It's really there. She even has the line in that episode where she's saying like, during the purge, it must have broken the floor of the waters, because she was saying that you would just walk in there, right? It wasn't an endless cavern. So she's saying, oh yeah, the purge, busted through the floor or something. So insinuating that it wasn't always this deep, and in her head she's trying to explain why there's a mythosaur down there that no one would have known about. And if it was trapped under the floor of the water, if it was a man-made floor to keep the mythosaur trapped down there or something, or whatever.
Maybe. Yeah, she said seismic activity.
Yes. Yeah.
Must have moved things around during the purge. So I think you're right, Bird Church. I had to listen to it again. I didn't notice it necessarily the first time through that I was watching. I'll admit. It kind of just sounded like he was saying gibberish, but he definitely does say a little something.
Yeah.
I wonder how Grogu would talk. I'm curious as well. I'm curious. I think they're building up to that too. I think he's definitely going to talk this season. Yeah, technically that could be the case, Tom, but their faith is so strong, they probably wouldn't want to do that. Right? Like, why would you want to seal off, unless it's a super crazy predator or something like that, which I probably should know more.
No, she's talking about like them going to bathe in the water every single night so they could just keep taking their helmet off.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they wouldn't really do that.
That's why your point is correct. I don't think we're going to see, if we do see Pedro's face again this season, it's not going to be on his own accord. I think it will be either his helmet gets damaged or somebody rubs it off of him or something like that. But he especially is too... he I highly doubt he'd want to have to do all that again, Paz wants that Darksaber bad. True. Like, as I was saying that, like, the idea of somebody forcing it off, taking his helmet off, Paz was like the first person in mind that I thought of who could maybe like sabotage him like that. That's true. Now we got 3 contenders because now that they're back with the covert, we got Bo, Din, Paz.
What if the armorer takes it herself?
That's true. We don't know for sure that she wouldn't want it. She was very in favor of Din having it. She was like, yeah, the Darksaber's much classier weapon for you to wield.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is in disbelief that the mythosaur is real. True, because I would buy that because she was like literally laughing at the theatrics of it when she brought Din down there, kind of making a joke about it. Oh, let me give you the full tour. Oh, the mythosaur was down here. Like, she literally thinks it's bogus. So to then see it 2 seconds later, like, I'm sure you don't just immediately accept that and think, oh my god, this changed my mind. So
yeah, that is true.
Yes, the droid bar scene. Correct. We have to see that too.
Oh yeah, good point, Dave. Yeah, it's made a Beskar, so the saber can't. You're right. Good point. Good point.
The way this is, bully. That would be so funny. Right, Micah? That's what I got from her. The first few questions she asks Din. And she also kind of like immediately wants to leave after all of that. Like, Mans is literally like choking up water. She's like, all right, you good? Let's get,
she doesn't want
to
risk. I don't think she wants to risk him seeing it. If she was like asking him because they want to go find it and do more discovery, then she's going to be like, didn't you see that down there? Like, let's go back under the water and, suck it up and get back in the water and let's go look. But she's very like trying to make sure that there's no loose ends so that only she is the one who saw it.
True. Oh, Alice, we love you. Good to see you. I'll see you tomorrow night over on Evil Ewok, hopefully.
Enjoy meeting
the
Alice.
Episode. I wish the episode was coming out tonight. Even I'm psyching myself out because normally we're streaming on... Normally we never do Dork Discourse on Mondays. We usually have done it in the past on Tuesdays, and then I go and stream at like 11 p.m. with Zach and Alex. So even I'm throwing myself off here. I'm like, oh, wait, no. We don't even have the episode.
Danny, that's a great comment. They pull the Smaug with the mythosaur and it talks and becomes a whole character. I hope they don't do that. I hope they don't do that. The Bendu was already...
That's cool.
The Bendu was something about the Bendu never really sit totally well with me.
Really?
But it's also Star Wars, where we have literally talking animals all over the place, talking humanoids everywhere. If it can stand on 2 legs, then essentially it can talk.
Yeah, Mythosaur has 4, I'm pretty sure.
So, yeah. But, yeah, I hope they wouldn't, but who knows? They certainly could.
How relevant would that be to, like, Mandalorian lore as well? Yeah. I mean, I certainly would, like, not mind if that was the case. I think that would be freaking cool. Or, like, if it could only speak to a certain few. You know, like, there's the whole debate now about who's more worthy, who's actually the one who is going to take the mantle and lead this new way of Mandalore. Like, is it Bo? Is it Din? I feel like there's a kind of a fandom, not rivalry, but a little bit of taking sides here about who people think is the one. And that could be interesting if, like, similarly to how that wolf spoke to... I have to, like, rewatch Rebels, but the Kanan wolf speaks to him, and he's like, holy crap, but only, like, he hears it, like, through the Force, you know?
Yeah, this is kind of what Nick is saying right here. Like a lion turtle scenario.
Yeah.
Where, like, the lion turtle is a massive turtle from Avatar, for those who know. And Aang finds the turtle, and basically there's no actual, spoken words, but it's just shown through images, and the message is shown through, images and things rather than actual language. So, yeah, I think that could make sense if you see the, like, Mandalorian history through, like, Grogu connecting with the Mythosaur with the Force, and you see the images there. That would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool.
Now, Dave, this is interesting. I am really curious to know. Zach and I were discussing this, I think, on Thursday night, about what we think is happening to Crosshair, if it's positive or if, because it was ominous, but it wasn't heavily implied that he's getting mind wiped necessarily. But I think she kind of says to him, just cooperate and this will go a lot better or something like that. But yeah, I don't know.
Pershing doesn't think he's getting mind wiped?
No, Crosshair. We're talking about Crosshair.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I should have mentioned that.
Okay.
Yes, Crosshair, it's not necessarily implied what his fate is going to be, but unfortunately, I think Zach and I are leaning towards that they are programming him hardcore to be like one of those assassins that we saw on Coruscant, who is a fellow clone killing other clones. Which I have my own thoughts about that if that's the route that they take for Crosshair. So I'm hoping that maybe they outsmart us and they're like, oh, the audience is totally going to think that this is what's happening. And I would like for them, maybe if they surprised us with something else that we weren't anticipating. So we'll see. But that's true. I keep forgetting. We only have like 1 episode left, right? And then it's the 2-episode finale next week. Shnikes.
Yeah.
Jason, what is up?
What's going on, Jason? Jason from Dublin.
Nick Gundy, that's funny. I'm fine with all alien species being able to talk in Star Wars, whether they're classed as sentient or animal, because the Kowakian monkey lizard is able to talk in very limited basic. That's true.
Very true.
Good point, Geek Ledger. Oh, goodness. Get married. I have seen a lot of people shipping them as well. One half of the fandom is like Team Din, the other half is Team Bo, and then the other portion is like Din plus Bo ship. So
Man-Bo?
Man-Bo, yes, that's their ship name. We'll see.
Din-Tan.
Yo, my God, I actually really want to go see this. Also because Alden Ehrenreich is in it. And I haven't seen him.
Is he the cocaine bear?
No, he's not the bear.
Oh.
But I've just been hearing that's like a fun movie to go and see because it's so different from typical cinema. So I want to go. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. definitely will be going to see John Wick this week. Can't wait for that. Sadly, I can't see a happy ending for Crosshair. I know.
Yeah, the last Bad Batch episode, Charlie, was pretty intense. Definitely pretty intense.
I really thought like something super bad was gonna happen, which I'm like glad it didn't. But they had me freaking on the edge of my seat, stressed. Stressed. That's a good point, Geek. I forgot about that.
True.
Bo's supposed to be like, I think I saw some people say she's supposed to be like 70 in this time.
Yeah,
period.
she looks great for her age. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Dale says Bo is 45.
Oh, that's a lot.
Interesting.
That's a lot younger than I thought.
No. Well, let's look it up. Let's see how old she is. Let's see how old.
I could have sworn
Lady Kreese.
I saw somewhere that she's supposed to be like 70 years old. So they definitely bent that a little bit.
How old is Bo Jackson?
47, maybe? Serious. I need to see a Jedi Ewok. No way. She was 18 to 20 in Clone Wars. She was a mature 18 to 20.
50-ish. There's a lot of 40s to late 40s, early to mid 50s, and late 50s. So I'm going to go 50. She's 50-ish. She's the same old age as Grogu. Ish. So.
Oh my goodness.
That's
geek.
That's what we'll go with. Because no one has a concrete answer. According to my brief search of the internet.
For sure.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh my goodness. So looking good for her age, just saying. Bo is drinking from the Force Fountain of Youth, for real. For real. I mean, Katie Sackhoff is 42, yeah. This is true. She does look amazing. Sabersmith still ships Din going back to Omera. That'd be cute. Honestly, if that's how the series ended, and he went back and settled down with her on that planet, that'd be cute.
Oh, that was her name?
I guess so, yes.
The fish farmer planet?
Yeah, the mom.
The shrimp farmers?
If that, I think that's who you're referring to, right, Sabersmith? I think. Because I know everybody shipped that. There was something there. There was something. Cara Dune was encouraging him. She was like, go hang out with that hot mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Been a big fan of Katie since her Battlestar Galactica days. We still have to watch that. I've never seen it.
She is fantastic.
But we were watching. Tom and I binged all the Halloween movies for the first time ever last year. The Mike Myers franchise. If you are like us and weren't aware at the time, neither of us had ever watched any of those, so we binged all of them. And we watched the one. I forget exactly which one it is. It's a sequel, and it doesn't involve Jamie Lee Curtis, but it's about a reality show that takes place with a group of teenagers or college kids rather in Mike Myers' house. And remember, Katie Sackhoff was one of them, but it took us
Oh, that's right.
I would not have noticed until you said it. Because she was in college. Now, again, I just said she looks freaking amazing.
Yeah.
But she just looked, she was just so young. She was probably 18 when they filmed that. Literal teenager. And if Tom hadn't said anything, I wouldn't have noticed. But we were like, holy crap, it's Katie. So she's had quite the film career, honestly. She's got a pretty cool resume.
She does.
Oh, sorry. My jaw just cracked. Excuse me, sorry. Bo should be old as dirt. Hey, I'm okay with them tweaking her age.
So should Fennec. Fennec Shand should be old.
True.
Ming-Na Wen might even be more of a...
Okay. She's actually, in real life, drinking from the Fountain of Youth. She's freaking whatever she's
like
doing.
Actually 60, right?
She is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe not 60, but like
look it up.
I would never guess that she was older than like 30. She actually is like drinking from the Force. She looks freaking phenomenal.
59.
Oh my gosh. Doesn't look a day over 30.
Wow.
I need her secrets.
Yeah. Yeah, that's mind-blowing.
That's a good point, Micah.
That is mind-blowing.
Spend your life in hyperspace. You probably age differently or slower because of the time difference. Maybe. Oh, she's also in The Flash? Interesting. I didn't know that. Yes, she's the queen, Charlie. Everyone that can confirm Bo-Katan's age has died under mysterious circumstances.
Apparently, no one on the internet knows how old Bo-Katan is.
Resurrection. That's what it was. Stanley's. Yes. Can't wait for Halloween already. Is it bad that I'm already like anticipating that? Y'all, this year's flying by. It's already April.
We still got another week and a half.
May, June, July, August basically are just like a blip in the span of a year. Like, is that just me? I feel like once it hits summertime, it goes bring, and then it's already fall. So I literally was thinking about like Halloween today. Like, I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm glad you're excited.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I guess I have to watch Battlestar Galactica now. Texas Chainsaw. That's a series I've not watched.
You could.
Nick, you're on to something.
You could. What's that? That's April. That's April. Well, there's not
Next
an April
month.
31st.
True. April 30th.
Yeah, so there's no half. May 1st is.
Let's go.
Half Halloween.
Half Halloween. We'll do it. Yeah. We'll do it. We will actually do it, guys. We'll actually do it.
What are we going to do?
I don't know.
Dress up?
I'll react to something scary.
Oh, okay.
Which I promised everybody I would do last October, and then I never actually did. So I really owe them. Oh. Remember I said I was going to do a React-tober? Like every day of the month I was going to watch something scary and react to it.
I do not remember that.
Well, never happened. They all knew about it. Please, I'm full of empty promises on this channel. That was inspired by iCarly. If you know, you know. Oh, that's right. That's right. Aliens 2. I know, we have to do it. Member only stream. We have to. We have to. Oh, would you like me to send you movie Rex? Oh God, I'm scared. I have a low threshold for scary things. Colin, good to see you, my friend. Yes, thank you as always again for literally staying up till wild hours of the night / early morning to join us. We'll catch you again. We'll do a members only stream soon, and I swear it'll be at a not horrific time, like 3 o'clock in the morning, like it probably is for you right now. So thank you as always for hanging out.
Yeah, shout out to you, Colin. You're a real one.
Oh God. Oh no, I've opened the horror film can of worms. You guys know I'm a chicken. I'm too scared. Well, I wish we had the poll feature still, because the poll, you can do polls on here, but it's just a little bit, it's not as simple. It's a little more nuanced. But I'm curious. Sound off in the chat, everybody. Do you think this week's Mandalorian we are getting Jedi Temple flashback? Yes or no?
I vote yes.
Yeah, it was all this for nothing. Us streaming tonight to get hype, talk about Grogu or whatnot, and share theories and all that good stuff. Yes, Dave, we need a Dork Discourse for May the 4th and Cat rock the Padme outfit that day. Honestly, maybe I'll bring it out. Maybe I'll bring it out of retirement. Thank you again for the super chat, by the way, my friend. You're too kind. Julian, what is up? The poll is gone. I know, it's not that it's gone, but I think we tried to do it once on Evil Ewok, and
well, can't you just go
it's word generated. It's word generated. So if anybody types anything.
No,
Oh,
if you just
wait.
did it here.
Oh, wait.
You just did it
I
right
think
there.
we can.
Yeah,
I'm an
just do it right
idiot.
here.
I'm
Yeah.
an idiot. This is probably not a flattering angle. Temple flashback this week. Alright, we actually can have a poll. I'm an idiot.
Yep, it's there. I'm voting.
Sweet. Everyone loves a poll.
My vote went away. Where'd it go? Oh, no. There we go. Okay, we go.
Do you need a wireless keyboard? Oh, that would be fun. I honestly should have one at this point. For all the streaming that I do, it would probably make my life easier. New episode is only 35 minutes, apparently. Yes, that's true. It'll definitely feel shorter compared to the hour that we got last week. But Dark Tater, I love that username. That is a goated name. Thank you for being here. Do you like peanut butter? Sadly, it's my vice in life. I've held off for months. I've tried to purge myself of peanut butter for the past. I've fasted peanut butter fast. And I failed. Yes, and you know how I always have peanut butter in the house? I haven't for the past 4 months maybe. I caved today. You're on. Are you psychic?
You caved today.
Are you
and
psychic?
This man
are you
asked
psychic?
If you like peanut butter today.
Yes, that's why I'm scared. I just realized the circumstances. Yes, I literally went out today and bought peanut butter. I didn't go solely just to get peanut butter. I swear I'm not that addicted, but I bought some on top of other things that I needed to buy.
Well, did you run into Dark Tater at the store?
Maybe. Dark Tater, were you one of the other gentlemen in the aisle with me as I was literally reading the labels on all the peanut butter jars today? Or are you just psychic? Let's see how the see how the poll results are going. Holy shnikes, 100% yes so far.
Everybody's on board.
Okay.
Everybody's on board.
Okay.
And Sabersmith, they're watching the video in class.
Let's go.
So yeah. Yeah, jot down the other theories. Definitely curious to hear what other people are coming up with.
Yeah.
If anybody has any ideas. I know there's been a ton, right? There's been so many theories over the last, 3 years since we're introduced to Grogu.
Plus your students are probably so creative, so that would be cool.
Yeah, so if they have anything juicy, feel free to share. Let us know.
All right, I'm glad I'm not being shamed for my peanut butter obsession right now. It's peanut butter jelly time. I did not know you were actually going to answer that. Well, maybe if I liked peanut butter even just a smidge less than I actually do, I wouldn't have. But you caught me on my day of caving for the peanut butter. Oh, sweet. Definitely will. I admire people who do the Lego builds. That is a skill. That is a talent. Oh, no. Julian. Oh, my God. That is literally my biggest fear in life. And watch. Now I'm going to manifest it unintentionally. Yeah, that can happen to you. You can develop a nut allergy as you get older. I would not survive. I love Reese's peanut butter cups way too much. Way too much. But that's also Snickers. Can't have Snickers.
Can't have anything with peanuts. No.
I would not survive. We will not survive.
It was a good Obi-Wan impression.
Sweet. Did you get that? Hopefully 100% of us aren't going to be wrong. I hope so too, Micah.
It is.
I think so.
It is. The name of the episode is The Foundling.
I think the episode title definitely secures it.
The Foundling. I'm Lion King holding him up. The Foundling.
Well, even you said it yourself. You were like, is Bo-Katan Din's foundling?
That's true. I did say that. Bo-Katan is just freshly indoctrinated. And who indoctrinated her? Who brought her there? Din. Technically, Bo could be the foundling. But it's not. It's this guy. It's Grogu. Grogu is the founder.
Oh my goodness. Everybody go and get yourself a box of Gogurt tonight or this week to celebrate. Now I want peanut butter. I know, I'm sorry. We've been talking a lot about it, about food. You need to try cookie butter? You think I haven't? Please, you think I haven't already? Oh my god, that Biscoff. Oh, the Biscoff butter it should not be allowed to exist on this planet. And frankly, I can't believe that I don't hold myself, that I have the willpower as an adult who I can go and buy whatever I want. That I don't buy that every single time I walk past it at the store because it should not be allowed to exist. It's goated.
This is what we're doing next week if we're all wrong. We're just going to sit here in pure silence.
Oh my god. Oh my god. It'll be like part 2 of that evil Ewok stream where Alex's camera and microphone were
Except
busted. It's
all of us, and the camera's going to be on.
Yeah.
And we're going to be sitting here just staring at the screen.
Oh god.
Listen to that.
Ugh.
But yeah, there's also a... Yeah, no, Sean, you're right. You're the family. Yep. Mystery solved. Sean, if you're actually the foundling, please let us know because that'd be sick.
Yeah.
If you maneuvered your way into the Mandalorian. So the peanut butter chat. It's so
look at Tater.
Crazy. What?
This is hilarious that I just started this entire Wait.
Well, you came to the right stream because Kat loves to pick the random questions in the chat and run with them.
You're not a psychic. You just got lucky. That's what I'm hearing. Biscoff cookie butter. I know. I'm sorry. We've talked a lot about food this stream. I will never stop. Cat knows. Heck yes. Please. I am a, when it comes to peanut butters, cookie butters, sadly, I am an aficionado. Absolutely way too good. It is. Like, dare I say, I think it's better than Nutella.
Yeah, it is. Because Nutella's incredibly overrated.
No.
Grogu hates Nutella too.
How do you know?
Because he just told me.
Oh my god.
Nutella I hate. Yeah, see, Dark Dater agrees that it's better than Nutella.
Yeah, I'm not saying I hate Nutella, though. That's not to say that Nutella isn't nectar of the gods. Or is Cat just trying to butter us up? Yeah, I was definitely pounding Nutella when we were... because I think the formula is definitely better in Italy, or at least in Europe in general, like abroad. I think there's less like palm oil or something in it. So I was eating Nutella by the literal just tank, by the bucket, by the jar when Tom and I were in Rome for a summer trying to just get as much as I could of the good stuff. Also surprised that as a functioning adult, I have some self-control and I don't just have it in the house here all the time. Dark Tater, look what you've started. Goodness gracious. Creamy or crunchy? Both. Any. All. I hope Bo gets a whole episode about her. I think you could be onto something, Din, because a lot of this season so far has been about her. Shockingly.
You know what we're going to see?
Oh,
we'll
goodness.
Say it again.
Oh, goodness.
We are going to get an episode about Bo. And we're going to see her trauma pre-purge. Which, the height of that trauma is when her sister gets murdered. And when her Death Watch leader gets murdered. Both at the hands of Darth Maul.
Tom is convinced that we're going to actually see this happen.
I could totally see us getting either of those scenes in live action in the show to give backstory to Bo. Because they teased it. In the last episode, she's talking to Grogu, and she's saying, oh, I have many friends that are Jedi, right? Or I knew many Jedi, or whatever she says. So she's like, they're setting it up so that like, oh, she was in there with the big names. She's in the big leagues. So when are they going to show us the proof? And why not give her some backstory for why she's so, determined to unite Mandalore, right?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, but I don't think we would see that in live. Like that is big thinking. I do think we need some sort of
Dave Filoni is the supreme master of taking animated and live action and welding them to one.
Yeah, but how many episodes did he help co-write?
I don't know. The whole freaking show. He's an executive producer on the show. His hand is in all of it.
Yes, but I think that's asking a bit much.
No.
I think so. I think so.
It's not asking. It makes sense. We get Satine get murdered. We see Fen Rao get murdered.
Bird Church, I get worried about this too, but I would like to hope that my faith is not misplaced in the likes of Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, who I hope would recognize that would piss a lot of people off. Also,
she was like an antagonist in the Clone Wars. That's how she started, as Death Watch right-hand woman.
Yes, but she's clearly come around, and she's trying to change her ways. She had that whole spiel about this is bogus, that we all just wasted our time killing each other. And then look what the Empire did. It completely exploited that and was able to overrun our entire planet. Also, she was a boss in Mando Season 2. Like, seeing her in live action, she's just been kick-ass so far. I'm an hour and 30 minutes into the stream, so I'm allowed to curse now. The algorithm won't notice. YouTube won't notice. I don't know. This is going to sound stupid. It's going to sound woke. I don't care. But for me, as a female fan, the last thing I want is to see her get sent down the drain as an antagonist, spiraling, or something like that. Granted, I'm not saying
villains are the coolest part of Star Wars.
Yes.
So you have a strong, savage, like a female Sith warrior,
Yes, but yeah, villains are if I were in Star Wars, I'd want to be a villain. Everybody knows that. That's no secret. Female villains, I'm not saying I have anything against them, and I think, there should be more. Like, girls can be evil. Girls can totally be evil. Yeah. Some of the greatest villains have been women. Cersei, Game of Thrones, prime freaking example. However, look at what happened when a character is established from the bat as a villain, or someone like Trilla, you get introduced to her, she's a villain, you get the backstory that she wasn't always that way, but you still know her as the villain, because that's how you got introduced. So it's that little bit of heartbreak that, like, oh, she was innocent once, but it just deepens, like, oh, she has motive, like, oh, so this is cool. She becomes one of the most well-rounded, best characters, but she started out as a villain and goes out, like, well, partially not redeemed. She didn't really do anything to redeem herself other than die at the hands of we all know who, but she didn't die 100% evil. I don't think. She had a brief moment of forgiveness for Seer.
No.
Look, for example, though, what happened with Daenerys Targaryen, and I won't spoil anything for anybody because I know many people maybe haven't watched Game of Thrones, or maybe House of the Dragon got you into Game of Thrones. Like, I know there's definitely been a Game of Thrones renaissance. So I'm not going to spoil anything, but if you were on the internet at all in the year 2019, was that 2018 when that show ended?
You can probably say what happened.
Yes. Daenerys Targaryen, one of the greatest female protagonists ever. I think it just rubs people the wrong way, or it just it goes badly when you take this badass female hero, which is also something that we need more of in film and TV, like well-written, amazing female protagonists. When you take one who is at, like, the peak, she was the girl. She was the it girl, queen, Khaleesi, freaking everything. When you take that and then turn her into a villain, it does not go well. It does not go well. Similarly to Bo. Now, yes. No, I don't think she's I never looked at her as a villain in the Clone Wars. She just has some anti-hero vibes, like a little bit.
But she's literally part of Death Watch, which is the direct threat terrorist organization to her sister's peaceful Mandalore.
Because she had at least motivation, though, which was we're being pacifists. I can name a lot of
evil people with motivation. In fact, all of them.
I'm just saying though. But she doesn't end that way in the Clone Wars, correct? She's trying to do good by Mandalore, where she leaves off in the Clone Wars. She was young, she was stupid, but she also she was in disagreement. She was just being passionate about Mandalore and was like, let's not be pacifists here.
Okay, yeah. So if they're gonna go that route and they're gonna do a switch on us, they gotta show her motives and what caused her to change motives. And you know what caused her to change motives? The death of her sister.
But that's a motive to be good. That's a motive to be good.
Yeah, exactly. And we're overlooking the fact that we won't even see live action Maul. We're going to see live action Savage Opress as well.
Okay, don't
because he's in the throne room. They're right there.
Tease me,
and then we're going to see the live action Palpatine comes and kills Savage Opress and then fights Maul. We're going to see that live action. That'll be awesome.
Bird Church.
That's going to happen. That has nothing to do with the story at
all. But the whole point is you just contradicted your whole the whole. What? All right. Long story short, to turn it back around, I wouldn't want her to become an antagonist because, yes, maybe she started off on questionable anti-hero terms, but the way that she has now been introduced, especially to the new audience of people who maybe didn't know who Bo-Katan was because they didn't watch the Clone Wars, for her to be introduced the way she has been, to be a boss, to be freaking goated. I mean, just literally rewatching season 2, episode 3 will never get old. It's freaking flawless. It's perfect. It's a literal Star Wars heaven. And she's like 99% of that recent. Yeah. Obviously, the other people, Casca Reeves and whatnot, and Simon Kessel, I think that's his name, Kessel. I'm definitely blanking on his name. His character. Yes, I know, but I don't know what his character's name is.
I know.
I should.
Don't tell me. Casca Reeves and
probably just look at what it's like one syllable.
No, it's not fun if you look it up. Keep thinking about it. I'm gonna keep thinking about it. Don't
I'm not gonna sleep now though, because I don't think you're gonna think it.
You don't think I'm gonna think it?
I just have to look it up.
I'm thinking I'm gonna think it.
I'm so stupid.
Axe Woos.
You're right. Did somebody in the chat just say it? Is that
Sabersmith may have dropped in the chat.
Sabersmith. No. Dark Tater's trying to get me back off track again. You survived. You succeeded once. Yes, I'm in favor, Micah. Satine just needs to get name dropped. She's gonna get dropped by Maul in live action. God.
We're gonna see it. I'm telling you.
If at any point we get Clone Wars flashbacks from an actual episode, I'll die happy. It would be wild. Jay! What's up? Micah knows what's up with Game of Thrones, right? But look what it did to the fandom. People were pissed and still are. Ellen Ripley, yes, for real. Talk about a goat. Right, John, right. She is anti-hero. I'm still salty about that season 8. I'll be completely honest. I think I want to rewatch Game of Thrones because House of the Dragon has really reinvigorated it for me. And I think now that time heals a lot of wounds for me, at least. Like, I very much just sometimes need time. Like, it's kicking in for the sequels. Honestly, now that it's been removed and time has passed, like, you guys know I'm not afraid to admit my thoughts are changing in a positive way. Like, I think I look upon them definitely better than I did when it was fresh. You know what I'm saying? And every time I watch them, I feel a little bit better about them, I feel like. Or at least my opinion, you know, when you remove the initial fresh, raw, oh my god, shock of it all, I think your opinion definitely changes. So I feel like I want to rewatch Game of Thrones as we wait here for another 2 years. It'll probably be for House of the Dragon season 2. So that's what I've.
Stanley's.
Stanley's with the smoke.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Ooh, that's also true though, Micah. That's a big time commitment. It's a big time commitment.
Yeah, I personally don't have any desire to rewatch it. I would rewatch certain episodes, like the episode where Ramsay meets his maker. I'll rewatch that.
Battle of the Bastards. Yeah, oh my god, it's so good.
So good.
The one I love the episode when Jon Snow leads a group out to that like island in the north, and it gets overrun with. Yeah. Sorry, spoilers.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, the first.
That's such a good
6, even season 7 was. I didn't really have a problem with season 7.
Yeah, season 7, the episode where he meets Uncle Benjen again.
Except when they pull the
dragon
out of the water with the chains.
What? That's one of the best moments.
No, because it's such a glaring flaw. It's like, how did the White Walkers who can't swim dive down, put chains on the dragon, and then pull it out?
Oh, that's right. You were so fixated on the physics.
It's the little things. No, not the physics, but the lore of it. It's like you literally had an entire episode where, they're in the lake, and then they go to the middle, but they don't go across the ice because they can't swim. But then as soon as they find out, because idiot head, whoever throws the rock and breaks through the ice, they start storming the rock. But so it's literally like they can't swim. And then when they escape the island, they take the boats.
Who's idiot?
I don't know, but I don't remember who threw the rock, but someone threw the rock on the ice. So was just throwing rocks. Who was just throwing rocks? Why do
I want to say Tormund? Who was my favorite character, by the way.
I think it probably was Tormund.
You just called him idiot.
Tormund throwing rocks.
No. Idiot.
Oh, it was the Hound.
The Hound, that's right.
Yeah, it was the Hound that was throwing the rocks.
Oh my god.
I think. Why did the Hound throw the rock at the dead man?
I think they were they were doing it to tease the White Walkers. They were instigating them.
Yeah. Yeah, but they clearly didn't think that, we're going to throw the rock, and then it's going to break the ice.
I don't think the ice broke. The ice didn't break. The White Walkers were scared, I think, to walk on the ice because they were afraid it was going to break. He threw the rock to tease them.
And then they realized that it was solid.
So that first White Walker, remember, took a step.
Yeah.
And then they all started walking. So, all right. I'm glad it wasn't Tormund. I got panicked for a second.
Yeah, but then they can just put on scuba gear and go put the chains onto the dragon and just pull it out.
Favorite episode in GOAT. So many. But I think one of the highlights for me that I love is, I should know what season it is, when Jon Snow, when they go to that island in the north and he's warning them that the dead are coming and they're like, we don't need your help, and then the island gets overrun and literally everybody there turns into a White Walker. I love that episode. Nicholas, what's up? Purple wedding, the Game of Thrones weddings, never forget.
Bird Church.
What did they say? Hang on.
It was, I wouldn't call the Hound idiot face. Idiot head to his face.
Hard Home, yes, who just said that? Julian, thank you. Goated episode. Love that episode.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it to his face either. I remembered someone throwing rocks and I couldn't remember who it was. So whoever was throwing the rock in that moment happened to be an idiot head.
Hound, according to
also happens to be the Hound, who is the least person you would want to ever call an idiot head to their face. So, We got another membership celebration here.
Let's go. 18 months.
Josh.
Holy smokes. Cat and Tom, I watched Game of Thrones for the first time in 2021. Season 8 was my least favorite, but I never hated it. Seasons 1 through 6 were the best. Now, I'm curious because now we were watching definitely for not even as long as some people. I had started Game of Thrones a couple years before the final seasons came out, but I quit watching it after the Red Wedding because I was so effing pissed off. And then Tom and I think a couple of years later, then started dating, and we were like, okay, let's watch this together. So that was the first time I ever watched the full thing through with him. And by that point, by the time we had finished season 8, we watched, and like was season 7 just coming out, and then we had to wait for season 8 together. Yeah. I think we had just made it to like, we were able to watch season 7 live. And then, so all we really had to wait for was season 8. So I guess the degree of how offended you were by the finale definitely varies. Like, because that show had already been out for like a decade-ish, right? Many years. Many years. So for the people who had been watching live from season 1 all the way to season 8, I can't imagine they were maybe, different reactions versus like, I'd be curious. Like, again, if I could watch the whole series, binge it all in a row, I wonder how I would feel, if I'd feel differently. Because y'all hear me, I say this all the dang time. A lot of the waiting and the time that you invest and the years of longing and anticipation that pass in between the seasons of your favorite show, like that all goes into your investment of it. So if you get to just binge something in its entirety, I wonder, I just think it makes the experience better. I think it softens the blows of some things that you're just like, I waited for this. I waited this many years for this. I'm not saying that's what my reaction was to season 8. You guys know how I feel.
That was mine, I think. I mean, I wasn't watching the show for that long. But yeah.
Ooh, foul. I mean, that would be cool. That would be cool. Yeah, this has segued from a Grogu to Game of Thrones. Yeah, I'm kind of Team Julian here. I hope that happens. But, who would you rather be friends with, Joffrey or Ramsay? Joffrey, TBH. Ramsay makes Joffrey looks like child's play. Watched the whole series in about a month. Oh my god, that is like a record. That is a record.
That's impressive.
That is like an accomplishment, Josh. Oh my god. I'm impressed by. I'm scared by how impressive that is. That is an achievement. Well, since we have strayed so far, do you have any anything else you'd like to remark on for your theory that was the focus of tonight's stream?
Yes. No, I mean, for me, the big, kind of two unknowns, we're talking about it and coming up with it was, one, is Palpatine really going to be, would he really be at the temple? And really the only evidence we have that he would be there is that hologram in Revenge of the Sith where Obi-Wan's watching Anakin on his knees and Palpatine saying, you've done well, now go and bring peace and justice to the galaxy. Meaning, you killed everyone at the temple, you're done, so now you can leave and go to Mustafar and kill the Separatists. But that's from the Jedi Security Archives. And so it implies that Palpatine's actually at the temple. So that's really all we've got going for us, that Palpatine's actually at the temple. So that was one kind of big question mark that the theory is dependent on. But then the other one is, how do they get out of Mount Tantus? Right? Like if Grogu goes there, we are assuming that Omega is going to go there because we're assuming she's going to get captured in Bad Batch. Like, how do they escape Mount Tantus? And I think the only reasonable way that they could do it is if they release the Zillo Beast, the clone Zillo Beast that they showed us, right, in the a couple episodes of Bad Batch ago.
Yeah.
We know that they have Zillo beasts and clones of them down there. So it's like, I mean, you see Mount Tantus, and it's literally a mountain fortress.
Well, they call it mountain for a reason.
Yeah. How do they, one, infiltrate and then one, break out? The infiltrate, and like, obviously I don't know how they're going to do it. I mean, they got back into Camino because there's a secret tunnel and a secret landing pad. So getting in is, they're going to find a way to do it, and it won't be that big of a deal. But then the getting out, I was like, well, they're not just going to sneak in and sneak out. They're going to need a mass distraction. And it's like, okay, the Zillo Beast can certainly do that. They'll suck all the power. It would be dark, and they can figure a way out. But then where Grogu would go from there, and, you know, in the video kind of made an assumption that it would be Nala Se, because, you know, she has compassion for Omega. If Grogu gets under her division, she would have compassion for Grogu as well, both innocent, helpless beings. Then, yeah, how you get from Mount Tantus, mind wiped, to Mando season 1, episode 1, and they're in the desert with the like Grogu's being protected by the mercenaries in the desert. Like, how you bridge that gap? One, it's a 25-year time span, so who knows what happens in between that. We did talk about this and pretty much decided that it can't be the Bad Batch that actually pulls Grogu out. Because if the Bad Batch pull Grogu out, then in theory Rex can know about it, and then Ahsoka can know about it. But Ahsoka can't know about it because she doesn't know how he got out in Mando season 2. So Ahsoka has to be completely oblivious of Grogu's story between Order 66 and Mando season 2 episode.
That's true.
So in my mind, it's like Bad Batch can't even see him. Originally it was like, oh, the Bad Batch would free him and then he would go on his own. But it's like the Bad Batch can't even see him, that he's there. They can't even know about him. So for them to not even know about him, they cause the mass hysteria, like all the cells go up or whatever, and either Grogu leaves on his own, which Ahsoka says he was hidden, meaning someone took him and hid him, in my mind. So I don't think he would leave on his own. But like the Bad Batch couldn't even see him. But they caused the hysteria and everything's going up in flames. The mountain's getting overrun by Zillo beasts. And then Grogu happens to be there at the same time, and they allow him to escape indirectly. So,
how likely do you think it is that Crosshair will die? I don't know about this season. I'm hesitant because we don't yet have confirmation that there is a season 3. Correct? We don't know what the trajectory of this show is going to be. If he were to die this season, it would feel premature. But in the scope of the show, if all we get is season 1 and season 2, then it's likely. But my only inclination is to say I hope not, because I hope that there are more seasons in store for the show, and because in some ways they're finally tapping into really exciting, intriguing, pivotal plot points about this time period involving the cloning, involving the decommissioning of the clones, and them retiring and segueing to, human recruits for the Empire. Like, there's still a lot left to be explored. All of this side stuff now with Rex and Echo, I freaking pray that they don't just part ways and never touch on that again. There's a lot that I want to see still from this show. So I hope that we get more beyond season 2 here. But y'all know how I feel about Crosshair especially. I think they've built one of the most dynamic characters in the Disney era of Star Wars. And it would be a shame if they nixed him this early, I feel like. So I'm praying. Y'all know how I feel about him, the prospect of him even just having his mind wiped to become a puppet for the Empire, and to become an assassin just totally at their disposal, at their command, just as he was starting to... He's the most dynamic and most interesting character because of his internal conflict, and the mystery of what's he thinking, what's going on in his mind, how is he feeling. And now if all of that were to go out down the drain because his brain would be just completely overtaken, he might as well be dead. Like that's how I feel about that. That sounds harsh. That's the most harsh thing I feel like I've said. But I'd rather him die than if that was just to happen. I don't want to see him just be a puppet. Like, he was just. I can't, or I'll get mad. We'll see. Again, that's why I'm leaning on hopefully there's a surprise in store. Hopefully the writers are like, I think the audience is going to assume, the first option, I feel like that's the easiest choice. Oh, just make him a puppet for the Empire. So maybe there will be a twist. Maybe they're thinking one step ahead of us and will surprise us. I don't know. I just hope I hope there's more in store for him regardless. It's not like all hope is lost if that's the route that they pick.
Well, they gave him the semi-redemption arc the last episode, so
that can't be it. That cannot just be it.
I don't think it is going to just be it. But they're going to go try and erase his mind, and then we'll see if he can overcome it or not. We shall see. Well, clearly it wears off. If Grogu undergoes the same treatment, he eventually regains it back, right? Through Luke and his Force. Well, maybe if it's the Force is the only way back, then...
Was it the same treatment, though? Because Grogu doesn't seem or behave like he was indoctrinated by the Empire.
Well, maybe it is. Maybe it goes dark because they do try and turn him evil, and not just white.
Is that why his instinct is to Force choke?
Maybe.
Maybe. Oh,
I personally... love that idea much better than just wiping his mind. If they try to turn him to the dark side directly, that's a way more intriguing idea. Because if we see Grogu like shooting lightning out of his fingers and stuff, that would be awesome.
Okay, that might
if
be a lot.
If he goes into Inquisitor
They can't have... No, please, they can't have that. He's
the Grand Inquisitor. He's the first Grand Inquisitor.
Oh my god. No, they would not do that. Grogu's like the token prize, the crown jewel of the Disney era of Star Wars for children here. They would never do that.
Grand Inquisitor Grogu.
Oh my god.
That would be something.
Is there much more you want to talk about? Darth Grogu.
No. I don't think so. I think we've hit all the main points of the theory.
Holy shiz, Mandalorian Legion.
Is actually Scarif? What?
Pabu
is Scarif?
Pabu. I would believe that, except they're different terrains. Pabu is the equivalent of like Amalfi Coast, Italy. Scarif has more like Miami Beach vibes, Like,
Scarif is more like a Caribbean island.
Okay, that sure, yes.
Pabu is more like a volcanic Pacific island.
Yeah, so that's the only reason. I mean, that would be cool, but I think they're just too geographically different.
Yeah,
that is cool though. Death in Texas.
I mean, it is remote, so if they go, but isn't Scarif in the core worlds?
I don't know.
I'm not gonna look that up. Or maybe it's in the mid-rim.
Looks like we might not see Hunter and the others until the finale. Hey, if next week's episode is all about Crosshair, that would be interesting. It kind of just feels like they've saved a lot for the end here, like just now dropping the conflict of the scientists and Kaminoans trying to hunt Omega, to force Nala Se to do what they need her to. Like, I kind of wish that had been more of an overarching conflict, perhaps, for the season. Like, it feels like, okay, that happened, and then we have Pabu now. Like, it's all going to be smushed at the end, I feel like. To the point that it's almost kind of like, I feel like, how are they going to address that conflict? Have the finale and seemingly wrap things up? Like, I really do feel like this season might end on a big cliffhanger. Because it's been saved for the last minute here. Like, okay, oh my, after Omega, something's happening with Crosshair. I really feel like their paths are going to cross. Like, they're poising them to be like, we need some... Bad Batch is out there and we need to get this girl. Oh, here's Crosshair, who conveniently is one of our most skilled assassins. Just send him after them. He also freaking was part of their group. So of all people, he'd be the most likely to find them. So,
yeah,
stars are aligning.
Scarif's in the Outer Rim. It's not in the Core Worlds. It's not in the Mid Rim. Scarif's in the Outer Rim. I was also going to say that Scarif's like the Maldives.
Yeah.
And it literally is the Maldives because that's where they filmed.
That's where they filmed?
Yeah. So
that's so cool.
Yeah. So yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah. But it is in the Outer Rim, so it is not yep.
I think it's in the cards. I haven't given up hope. Bali. That must have been fun to go to the Maldives to film.
Must have been hot in the shore trooper outfits.
For real. Well, folks, are you going to tell me that we didn't? We went for a solid 2 hours. How are you feeling?
We did.
Is there any more you want to address, or feeling good?
No, I think we will chat again after this week's episode.
Yeah. Do we want to do another Dork Discourse? Maybe
Well, it'll either be very interesting or us staring at a screen for an hour listening to the shame bells.
We are going to have an hour of shame, maybe. We'll see. We had 100% on that. Literally, I think that's the first poll we've ever had 100%. Yes. So, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed, you guys. But thank you all so much for hanging out. If you've been here the full 2 hours, which I know some of you had, shout out to you guys. The goats. Yes, one last little emoji rain here before we sign off. I've been loving it this whole time. I was so confused, though, because I was like, what are the snowflakes from? And I realized we were talking about, White Walkers and Game of Thrones and whatnot. Yeah. So, I love it. I love it. Don't be sorry, Nicholas. Don't be sorry at all. Thank you for being awesome, Charlie. You guys the best. Aw, Bird Church, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Awesome show. Thanks for the fun. Thank you for hanging out and being here and interacting and sharing all your guys' theories and making us laugh. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you for...
It's the best part of our week. Everything. Yes. Whoa, my goodness gracious. Look at those emoji bombs.
Look at that.
What is that?
I don't know. I've never seen that before. But that's what's not shown up in the...
Interesting. That must be new.
Micah, you were dropping some...
Where are you getting all these emojis, Micah?
Emojis.
These are fun. Oh, Charlie with the roses. We love you, Charlie. Thank you. Alrighty, you guys. Have a great rest of your day, night, morning, evening, 3 a.m., which I know it is for some of you. Thank you so much for those of you who've been sticking with us all night, or if you've just tuned in, or if you've been lurking in the chat, or lurking and not chatting. We appreciate you no matter what you've been doing, how you watch, how you interact. We appreciate it. And we will see you guys maybe again this week. We'll see. Cool. We will see. We might have to talk about it. It might be a big one. So
might be.
We might catch you guys again.
It might be the return of true Dork Discourse debate fashion, depending on the episode.
I'm scared. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for watching. We will catch you guys again very, very soon.
Go Gert out.
Bye, guys.